Hey guys! Today we're going to be going over the new moon in Aries that's going to be happening tomorrow if you're in Melbourne at 12:30 p.m. Now, this new moon in Aries is going to be the first new moon of the astrological calendar. So this is technically the first new moon of the year. So this is probably where we're going to feel more of a push to go forward, more of a push to do what we're wanting to do, like to start initiating things. Now, I just want to quickly go over the astrological aspects. Now, at this new moon, we have Chiron, Mercury, the moon, the sun, and Venus. Now, we have a mutual reception here. So the ruler of this full moon is Mars. So Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Mars is over in Gemini, and the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, and Mercury's over in Aries. So we have a mutual reception. This is what a mutual reception is. So what we're really needing to initiate is really going to come in the form of communication. It's going to come in the form of our communities, what we're learning, what we're understanding. So at this time, it's really important that we understand where we're moving in a communication sense. And because we do have Chiron there, which is also where we're wounded, we're really needing to look at communications and where we're looking outside of ourselves in the sense of communication to feel fulfilled. And we're really needing to understand with the new moon in Aries that it's about our own communication to ourselves, not what we're seeing out in our world. And if we go along with like the law of attraction and we go along with like the theory of mirroring, people are only going to mirror what we're telling ourselves. Like the communication that we are saying to ourselves, we're going to see play out in our world. So the sooner we start grasping this, the sooner we start realizing that we are the controller, like we're all just like in a game. And, you know, we're the controller, we're the player, we're the maze, we are everything, you know. So as soon as we start realizing it's the communication to ourselves, then we're going to see the communication that we want to see in our outside world, in our reality. So I do think there is like a lot of shadow work here to do. Like, I'm not someone that's just like, okay, let's all just focus on the law of attraction and what we're seeing out in our world and how we create, but we also have to deal with our past wounding. Like, you know, what kind of wounding do we need to process and let go of, and, you know, do that healing there as well. It's not just focusing on the law of attraction. So, you know, at this time we can really be experiencing where we're not getting our needs met in a communication sense, or, you know, just little things. Like it could be our relationship with our siblings, because Gemini and communication and all that type of things also represents communication with siblings. It represents friends. So, you know, where are we not getting our needs met from these external things, but then realizing it's all from the inside. It's all, you know, it's all our perception. It's all what we think is going on. So if we're telling ourselves, oh, this person doesn't like me, this person isn't very nice to me, this person is a narcissist, this person is this and this and this and this, all we're going to see is that mirrored back. So we really have to pay attention to what we're thinking. And it's been really hard lately. Like we've had Mars squaring Neptune. So it's really been bringing up this unconscious talk, this unconscious rambling and tape plays, old tape plays that we've had to let go of, like our old subconscious beliefs that have been coming up and just scaring us in a way. It's just like, you know, those old thoughts that are like, you're not good enough, this person doesn't like you, you know, you don't have enough skills to do this, like no one loves you, like those crappy voices that come through our minds. And this is what's been happening the last few days and really got to a peak last night or yesterday. So at this time now we can slowly start to let go of that and understand that those are just those old voices that just don't have any validation anymore. It's time for them to go. It's time to just close the door on those old, you know, those old voices. And also at this new moon, we've got Venus squaring Pluto. Now, when I look at Venus squaring Pluto, this can be our relationships, and it can also be like our passions and what we want to move forward and what we want to do with our lives. And, you know, with Pluto and with Venus, we really need to look at what our passions are. But then what's passion? Passion is love, beauty, desire. But it's also like frustration, it's tension, it's anger. And, you know, people, especially in the spiritual community, they don't like to look at like anger or frustration and things like that, but they're all one and they're all needed for passion. Like if you think about something that you're passionate about, you need that drive, you need that frustration and anger there as well to get, and that determination to get where you want to go. Like if I use myself as an example, I can sit there and say, natural medicine. Why do I want to do natural medicine? Because it makes me angry that there are so many people that are sick and dying from mainstream medicine, and they're not getting the proper help they need. They're not getting or understanding how diet and nutrition can cure so many things, but then instead they just put on all these pills or go through surgeries, and then they end up more sicker than before. So I have such an interest in natural medicine. And then also that frustration and anger with people getting hurt and people not getting the help they need. So then that's my passion. That's what drives me forward. That's what drives me to do what I want to do. And you'll be able to see this in your life too. What you're passionate about, you'll also have this anger and frustration towards, and also passion towards. And I can even say that about astrology as well. That's why I got into astrology, because I have a great need to understand myself. And I see so many people, they don't understand themselves, and then they can understand themselves if I could explain to them astrology, or if they knew their astrology birth chart, they'd be able to understand themselves and be more happy and, you know, have a better life. So that's also my passion, is astrology, to help people understand themselves. And it makes me upset that people don't understand themselves. You know, everyone's just been conditioned to fit into a box and, you know, be what they're told to be, think what they're being told to think, or feel what they're being told to feel. So yeah, so if you can understand, like, this is why I'm so passionate about what I do, because there's that anger and frustration, and then there's that passion and desire and something that you really love doing. So I really urge you at this time for this new moon to think about that, like what makes you frustrated and angry, and what like brings out your love and desire at the same time, because that's what passion is. And we're really being asked at this time to focus on our passion. We need to step into our passion, what we really want to do this year. And if I have a look at also the Sabian symbol, which is 22 degrees of Aries. Now, the meaning of the Sabian symbol is the gate of the garden of all fulfilled desires. Keynote: abundance made possible by human togetherness and cooperation. Now, I feel like that means that we all need to be our individual selves. We all need to love ourselves wholly and then come together as a whole, everybody, no matter our differences, no matter, you know, like if this person has different beliefs than you, and, you know, this group of people go against what you believe, it doesn't matter. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe. Just as long as you believe what you believe and you support what you believe, we can all come together and all still be human beings and still love each other and all have our desires and needs met. So I just think that's also really important as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it really. But it's really just a time to just be moving forward in who we are, and understanding that we are the creator of our world, that we create everything, that we're the homeless guy on the street, we're the person that thinks we're the most amazing person in the world. We are the lady that lives across the road that doesn't like your cat. Like, we are every single element in our lives. Like, we create all of it. And I think, sometimes we just get stuck in the 3D reality where we just forget this. We forget that we're creating all of it, and everything is a mirror to us. So yeah, I hope that made sense. I'm having a bit of like a ramble today. I had a coffee and I usually don't have anyway, I think it's really important to also say is that everybody needs to be having more magnesium and more vitamin C. So always, if you have a look at any of the World Health Organization stuff, it's all like we need to have iron and calcium, and especially in the Western world, we are more depleted in vitamin C and magnesium, especially magnesium. So I think it's really important that today you start having more magnesium and more vitamin C, and especially in a liquid form, not in a tablet form. So tablet forms are not as bioavailability, it doesn't have the bioavailability, which means it's not as easily absorbed into the body. So it's really important that, you know, we start to get liquid forms of vitamin C, liquid forms of magnesium, because that helps with so much stuff, especially with like depression, anxiety, muscle problems, you know, so many things, so many elements in our lives. We look to other things, and it's really just something as simple as like a vitamin deficiency, which is usually vitamin C or magnesium. And even in blood tests, they don't, you know, there's like a range for when we go to like the GP and we get a blood test and we see what we're deficient in, but that range is so wrong. Like, so just something that's really important to do every single day, I can't stress it enough, is to just have something as simple as vitamin C and magnesium. Now I'll get a card for this new moon. I'm really excited actually for this new moon. Like, I feel like I'm just ready to go. Like, we've just had the dark moon. So I'm guessing we've all felt a little bit angry and frustrated and sitting with some dark feelings over the last few days. But, you know, it's all needed so we can just have this burst, so we can just burst through that old and move into the new. Alrighty. Conscious connections. Now, I feel like conscious connections means how we consciously connect to the world around us. And I feel like the best way to do that is how we connect to ourselves, because it all starts with us, like what I've said throughout this whole video, which, you know, like how we connect to ourselves, what we say to ourselves, what we're believing is so important. Like, if we're believing that nobody likes us, or nobody will help us, or everyone wants to take advantage of us, or, you know, things like that, we're just going to keep seeing it. So we really need to be conscious of what we're saying to ourselves and conscious of what we're connecting to, you know. So just be really, really mindful of what you're connecting to, and like really pick up when you're like going off on tangents in your mind about what you think is going to play out, because we're kind of, you know, like we're kind of all being designed to, you know, wanted to be able to predict what's going to happen. We all want to be safe, and I feel like because we do that, we're so left-brained, and it's just like we've got to know what's happening, we've got to relay it back to the past and then connect the dots now, so then we're safe moving forward. But the thing is, you know, like we need to stop trying to label everything and control everything, and understand that, you know, we can't keep playing out these old scenarios or what's happened in the past, because we're just going to keep getting more of the same. So it's really important that as we move forward, especially because this new moon is in Aries and it's got mutual reception with Gemini and Mercury, it's all about what we're thinking and saying. And it's like even just making a joke and saying, oh, you know, I'm ugly, or I've got the worst hair, or I've got, you know, something like, you know, our word is our bond, you know, like what, even if we're saying it as a joke, like we're still going to manifest it. So it's just really, really important to stay on top of what we're thinking and saying, and only saying really amazing stuff to ourselves and really believing amazing stuff. And like just recently I was watching a lot of Holocaust videos, and, you know, people that went through the Holocaust, and the people that like survived and got through it were the people that didn't believe, but they knew that they were going to be saved. They knew they were going to be all right, and they made what they were seeing in their reality, not as bad. Like, I've watched some videos where this lady, she's like, I just always thought positive. I just always knew that I'd get through it. I just always knew that I'd be saved. I just always made the best of whatever I had. And she said, I think that's what saved me compared to the other people that just, you know, like obviously it would have been hard not to accept what was going on in their reality, but I just feel like how she survived was really beautiful, because she just knew she'd get through it. She just had this passion in her soul that she just knew that something good would happen and she would survive, and she always made everything more beautiful than what it was. And I think that's what we all need to be doing at this time, is to just really understanding the power of our minds. And oh my God, I feel like I'm a rambling crazy person right now. But yes, so conscious connecting is very important at this time. But I'll see if there's any messages here. Hi Roberto, how you going? Anywho, but yeah, that's it for me. I hope everybody has a fantastic new moon. Really, really, at this time, this is the first new moon of the astrological year. Start some intentions, write them down tonight. Write down what you really, really want, so you can use this to move forward, so you have a bit of a map that you want a bit of guidance for the whole astrological year ahead. But anyway, that's it for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.